benefit of having a workforce that is engaged, it isn't just that people feel good about coming to work, it's that there are meaningful benefits to the bottom line that happen across the business. And I think for those of you that are joining us who are in the IT team, this is where you have an opportunity to be a real partner with your HR team and with your executive leadership team. There's a lot of data that, we're citing some sources here that leads that a more engaged workforce that is better connected is more productive. They are more profitable. Your business will be more profitable objectively, and people will actually show up to work. It's amazing, how that works. If you're happy, you feel connected, you know what your people are doing, that you may actually want to go to work. And Jamie, I know you guys have had a chance to use Workplace. Have you seen any of these benefits? Have you seen 42% lower absenteeism?
I don't know that we, and maybe this is too much dirt under the covers here. I'm not sure that we measure it accurately enough to describe a 41% lower absenteeism. But what I will describe, so as an organization here, I think we're perhaps a typical Canadian organization. We're sub 100 seats, but very geographically dispersed. We've got people in Calgary, Vancouver, overseas in Paris and in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, as well as here in the Greater Toronto area. And one of the challenges that we find is even for those folks that work in a Toronto office, when you come into the office on any given day, you're going to see 10 people or you're going to see 40, right? And it kind of really depends on what's happening at the office, what meetings people have, because that's part of our culture. Part of our culture here at Profitability and Line Zero is how do we make sure that we, have that balance where work is important, but family is important too, right? And how do we foster and make sure that people also see us as part of an extension of their family, hopefully anyways. And when we measure that, Workplace has definitely been one of those tools that has allowed us to connect and stay connected with those people that aren't always in the office or different time zones, even different languages from a primary language perspective. It has, I feel, really provided a means or a mechanism to make those people feel like they're part of the team. Whereas, let's say previously when we leveraged email as let's say a primary engagement or communication tool, it was really one way. Right? People would, back to your training people on how to do email, almost an etiquette is required too, right? Who's allowed to send an email to all company? And so, when we send an email out from a communication perspective, it almost discourages, just based on the etiquette, people connecting and collaborating. Whereas kind of an open platform like Workplace really aligned to us from a values perspective, where we feel that transparency is important and that where we feel like collaboration and communication is important. So yeah, I'd love to say it's a 41% lower absenteeism. I'm not sure, but I can definitely describe that it has yielded in a more engaged workforce, I'll say a higher, this is anecdotal because I have no way to quantify this, but a higher job satisfaction. Actually, I can quantify this because we do the Gallup surveys and the employee polls, and for sure there has been a marked improvement since these tools have come into place.
That's great. And for everyone on the call, we'll share a couple other examples as we talk today, as you can tell, very openly and candidly. That way you have a real understanding of what to expect. And it's not some panacea. There's some real tangible benefits that come from a more connected workforce.